Emma Coronel, known for her dazzling beauty, has emerged as a fashion icon on Instagram. However, her story is surreally intertwined with her role as the wife of the infamous Chapo, one of the most notorious criminals in history. Let's dive into the unique details of the life of Emma Coronel, Chapo's wife. Born in 1989 in Mexico, Emma Coronel grew up in an environment linked to drug trafficking, her father, Inés Coronel Barreras, being a member of the Sinaloa cartel, led by Chapo himself. Curiously, that same year marked Chapo's rise as a leader. In addition, Ignacio Coronel Villarreal, Emma's husband and also a member of the cartel, was considered one of the most dangerous men in Mexico. Despite growing up in rural Mexico, Emma was born in Santa Clara, California, giving her dual American and Mexican citizenship. Recognized for her beauty from an early age, in 2017 she won the Queen of Coffee and Guava beauty contest, an event that transformed her life when she crossed paths with her future husband Chapo, a well-known drug trafficker at the time. The meeting between Emma and Chapo raises the question of whether it was love at first sight or the perception of other gunmen that attracted her to him. This question persists as an enigma surrounding Emma's life. Does she live a life of love or fear? At age 18 in July 2007, Emma married Chapo, despite his notoriety as one of the most wanted criminals in Mexico. Emma claims to be unaware of her husband's illegal activities, including his escape from prison in 2001. It has been reported that the wedding was attended by members of the army, politicians, and even the governor of Sinaloa. Although Emma was not the first wife of Chapo, who previously married Alejandrina Salazar in 1977, she claims that her union with Chapo under the law legitimized her as his wife. Despite belonging to one of the wealthiest families, he had professional aspirations in the media, having studied journalism. However, her marriage to Chapo was plagued with turbulence. In 2011, the couple had twin girls, but curiously, Emma was transferred to California to give birth, granting American citizenship to the girls, and the father's name was omitted from the birth certificates due to the reward offered for his capture. In 2014, Chapo was arrested when the girls were just 3 years old. This was not the first time he was arrested, as he had previously escaped in 2001 by bribing guards and prison staff. Not much is known about Emma's involvement in the cartel, but it is known that she supported the cartel in their attempt to free El Chapo from prison once again. At the time, he was incarcerated in a maximum security prison, which made the escape more complicated. However, the cameras had a blind spot. They never recorded when inmates were in the shower, so they devised a system of tunnels beneath the showers, stretching over a mile, leading to Emma's property. Interestingly, Emma had acquired property exactly in the place from where El Chapo escaped. At that point, his involvement with the cartel was clear, although her husband's second escape did not last long. In 2016, El Chapo was captured again in a bloody raid by Mexican authorities. His escape had embarrassed them, so this time they were much more ruthless in his capture. Worse still, he was extradited to the United States due to the widespread distribution of drugs in that country, where he controlled 80% of Chicago's illicit trade. His extradition took place on January 9, 2017, and his trial did not take place until 38 months later. That's when Emma became the focus of attention. His attractiveness attracted the paparazzi. His style in and out of court generated media interest. Emma's loyalty to her husband surprised everyone. During the trial, she learned of the violent acts perpetrated by him, including torture, murder, and multiple extramarital affairs. Despite everything, she maintained her loyalty, stating in court that she knew nothing about the Sinaloa cartel and that her husband owned an irrigation company. Emma stated that everything that was discussed at the trial, the good and the bad, did not change her opinion of him. El Chapo was sentenced to 30 years, which, at 63 years old, makes it unlikely that he will regain his freedom. Despite Emma's repeated declarations of innocence, the trial revealed that she was not completely unaware of El Chapo's bloodthirsty empire. In fact, when they talked about their companies, they seemed more like a married couple sharing their work experiences. According to Rolling Stone magazine, text messages between El Chapo and Coronel were revealed during the trial, painting a picture of a married couple discussing serious crimes with the same matter-of-factness with which a wife would remind her husband to pick up toilet paper. The disturbing thing lies in his jokes about how his children could follow in their father's footsteps. "Our Kiki is not afraid, and I am going to give her an AK-47 so she can stay with me," said one of the messages. Life without El Chapo, but with her husband locked up, made it difficult to foresee Emma's next actions. Despite having become a celebrity with 600,000 followers on Instagram, posting rarely, he seemed to enjoy the extra attention. He decided to capitalize on his newfound fame by planning to create his own fashion line and even registered El Chapo as a trademark. The question arises again as to whether Emma has lived a life of love or fear. She was devastated to no longer live with her husband, but perhaps she would finally experience real independence by not living with one of the world's most dangerous criminals since she was a teenager. We still do not have a clear answer to this mystery. In 2021, Emma was detained at the international airport in November and subsequently sentenced to 3 years in prison for her connection to the Sinaloa cartel. He pleaded guilty to a series of charges covering conspiracy and illicit distribution of substances including cocaine, heroin, methamphetamines, and marijuana across the United States border. He also pleaded guilty to money laundering. The court ordered the confiscation of almost $1.5 million, and upon release from prison, he will face 4 years of supervised release. This time, when facing justice, Emma did not show the same coolness and confidence that had been seen in court before. He admitted all charges and expressed regret for his actions. Regarding his degree of involvement, the court determined that he had knowledge of the facts. Although her direct involvement was considered minimal, U.S. Attorney Anthony Nardi explained that although her role was limited, she quickly took responsibility for her criminal conduct. Emma expressed sincere regret for any harm she may have caused. The surprising change in his behavior is intriguing, especially considering that with Chapo's life sentence, he no longer had reason to fear. You could finally express your genuine thoughts. Or perhaps she was so distraught about not being away from her children that she found it necessary to reduce her sentence. It is crucial not to underestimate how risky it was for her to admit her guilt in this case. According to media reports, he collaborated with U.S. authorities, something that will not be welcomed by the cartel. This woman has a wealth of information about criminal activities, and what she knows could practically dismantle the cartel itself. With this attitude, it is unlikely that he will return to Mexico for now. Her life no longer reflects the luxury she was accustomed to since she met the love of her life at age 17. Now she is alone behind bars and faces the consequences of her actions. Robert Almonte, a Texas-based security consultant, told the New York Post that there is no such thing as early release in federal prison. She won't be used to serving a full sentence. It won't be like in Mexico, where inmates can pay for luxuries and bring their own food. She will receive a harsh reality about what her life will be like once she is freed, and only time will reveal her future. What does Chapo think about his surrender to the U.S. authorities? He may forgive her, but will the cartel? She may not enjoy being in prison, but at least she'll be safe. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are truly passionate about narco stories. See you next time. See you.